How are we going, everybody? Just when you think you've mastered it all and you've got it right, working really well in the garden, along comes a problem. The unforeseen has happened for me here, folks. Not a big problem, but it has happened. Now, I'm making an insecticide using olive oil, 2 tablespoons. I measure by eye. You guys use a tablespoon and a teaspoon. And 2 teaspoons, approximate. And we put the cap on. Now I'm using a water bottle or just an old drink bottle. This is Puree or Puree, whatever you want to call it. Now what I've done in here is made myself a homebrew insecticide. Nice and safe, olive oil. You can put more olive oil if you like, more than a tablespoon per litre and more than a teaspoon per litre of dishwashing liquid. Just a good old cheapy one, nothing fancy, nothing with too many aromas added to it. And I'm using my Easy Hand Spray now. What I've just made here is the insecticide because the mulch that I've put down yesterday in that garden bed that we needed to top dress and all that, well, the mulch was sitting in the wheelbarrow for a little bit too long, undisturbed, exposed. Let's go and check it out. This is the leftover liquid that I've been topping up and adding my straw into there. Now, what's happened with this is basically over time, it's a beautiful breeding ground because the straw is sometimes sitting just above the actual liquid, the body of fluid that we've got there. But it's moist, the straw that is, but that's a perfect breeding ground for fungus gnats. They love decomposing matter, they love to feed off the roots of plants and things like that, and normally you find them inside because they like the really nice warm spot. Now I came home today this afternoon to have a look around the garden. Everything's well watered, only to be shocked to see what I found here. Now it's late in the afternoon, it's almost, well, it is evening, folks, it's 8 o'clock plus. Daylight's still pretty good, but earlier on when the sun was up higher, these were just covered, literally covered in fungus gnats all over them. They look like ants with wings on them, basically. You got drain flies, which basically look like, I don't know what aeroplane that is, but a triangular sort of formation, that's their wings. But by comparison, these fungus gnats here, they're a menace, but not above ground. They don't feed off plant or suck off the sap here. It's the larvae when they start laying their eggs in the soil, and that's what's happened here. I've taken the straw out of there, spread it out into this garden bed, which at the bottom I had some old straw, and that's where they were breeding in, and they just populated and have come out. Now I did hit them earlier with this mixture here. It was a light solution just to see how it goes because it was still quite warm, and never spray when it's excessive heat above 25 degrees and the sun's shining, and even more so if the plant's stressed out because it's dehydrated. Always make sure your plants are well hydrated. You can see all these are, some of them going to seed, we know that, but they're still vibrant. Here, come here, they've come back a bit. Come and have a look at them now. Now that's just about a fifth of what I saw on each leaf earlier on, so I'm going to spray these with our olive oil and dishwashing solution. Now, the stuff that I'm spraying on here, safe as houses, and the only way it really works is on contact. As soon as you coat the insect with the oil and the soap, it knocks it out for 6. They start to stagger around because normally with these, when you get really close to them or start to approach them, let me see if I've got an area that I haven't sprayed, maybe on that side on the silver beet. As we approach them, you'll see they'll take off real quick. So as we approach, see how they just fly off? Look at that, look at them, they're just going straight away. All right, so if you want to know if the spray works or not, let them be on the plane. Now I've shooed these away. Oh, look at that, look at this. That's the lettuce plant. Now, I just showed you how they quickly fly off when you approach them. I'm going to spray them now. Turn down the nozzle. And basically, and this shouldn't really harm your flowers, folks. I mean, we try and avoid spraying directly on flowers, but I don't think there's anything toxic enough in this little mixture that I'm making that's going to cause any harm to your plants. Or the flowers, I should say. Well, it's been proven time and time again. Everybody's used this in the past. So, here we are, all over the asparagus. I'll cut that back down now. So let's explain what's going on here. They're just sitting on the plants, getting a little bit of sun rays. That's cool. It's the damage they're going to do below ground. And I've never had fungus gnats in my garden or in my house. So this is the first for me, and I know a lot of you got some great remedies. Please share them with us. My one's basically the oil and soap. You can water it through the soil as well. I'm not going to do this at the moment, water the soil that is. I'm just going to concentrate on above ground, see if I can knock off all the adults. Sure enough, they'll keep populating, but we're just going to have to monitor this space. And the other part of this is also the plants should have a high, bricks count on them. Maybe not as high as I'd like it to be yet, and I'm talking about over 12, but I reckon we're getting pretty close with it with the amount of organic matter that we're building into the soil. So it's by saying that, I should say, the plants should have a strong, immune system or defense system in themselves. But again, when you've got thousands upon thousands of these critters, and if they do get a strong hold in the soil, we've got problems. At the moment, you can see they've disappeared, but that's only a false sense of security, I reckon, because it's late in the evening. Yeah, so they disappeared now. So what I'm going to do is come back in the morning and see if they're still active, and I'm going to hit them again before the hot weather kicks in. And as far as this solution here is concerned, folks, what are you going to do with it? Well, you need to rotate it. You can either put some shade cloth over the top, or if you've got a big barrel or some sort of container that's round, put a lid over it, stops them from breeding, and even mosquitoes from breeding in there. But better yet, just rotate it. Keep it for a couple of weeks if you have to. That's about the most I'd say to you. Or look, up to 4 weeks will be pretty okay, but you need to stir it continuously. Don't leave it to sit there. Obviously, you need to have your mulch in there, but when you finish with your mulch services, start scooping this out, diluting it down, and use it in your garden. Remember, you've been biostimulating the mulch, and in turn that's been decomposing, so you're getting even more microbes developing into different sorts of microbes. So dilute that down, 1 cup to 10 parts water, so 10 to 1. Water your garden and start a fresh batch again and continue the process, and that way you eliminate the bloody problem of bloody fungus gnats. Anyway, I've been telling everybody what to do. Now it's my turn to do it. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com. We've got the Easy Hand Sprayer on there, and our Christmas special up to 80% off online, folks. And if you go to ClickOut, that's the extra 17% you get off that. So that's huge discounts across the board. From me, Vasili, Maresi.